Alright, so we got two results of the mean value theorem. I apologize, the last video stopped recording. I don't know, it's something with photo booth on Mac. If you let the video go too long and you don't touch the mouse, I've noticed the video stops recording, but you guys can hear me just fine, so I have to edit the videos. I apologize for that. So the result of the mean value theorem, if you're looking, it says if f prime of x is equal to 0 for all x in the interval a to b, then f is constant on a to b. Okay, so we know f prime of x is equal to 0 for all x in a to b. We know that. So what we're going to do, we're going to choose, I'm going to prove this to you, we're going to choose x1 and x2 in a to b. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the mean value theorem. So in the interval x1 to x2, there is c such that f prime of c is equal to f of x2 minus f of x1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so we just chose x1 and x2, just random numbers, okay? We don't know what they are, we just know they're in that interval. They could be the endpoints as well. Okay, so we make a new interval inside that interval, and we're applying the mean value theorem. Okay, so we're going to need this piece right here. I'm going to erase everything. Here's what we need. F prime of c is equal to f of x2 minus f of x1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by x2 minus x1. These ones will cancel. Okay. So now we're going to use our fact that we were given at the very beginning. Okay? It said if f prime of x is equal to 0 for every x inside our interval. Well, c is inside our interval from x1 to x2, but our interval x1 to x2 is inside a to b. That means this derivative right here is 0. 0 times this thing is just 0, is equal to f of x2 minus f of x1. So if I just move it over on the other side, I get f of x1 is equal to f of x2. So since I picked x1 and x2 arbitrarily, I just picked them at random inside our interval a to b, that means it applies to every number inside that interval a to b. So every number should be equal to itself. Therefore, the function should be a constant function. Okay? So all it's saying is if we know the derivative is equal to 0 on an interval, we know it's a constant interval. Now, there's another theorem that comes from the mean value theorem. It says if f prime of x, so if f prime of x is equal to g prime of x, for some interval, then f minus g is constant on that interval. Or in other words, f of x is equal to g of x plus some constant c, where c is a constant. I'm just going to show a very quick example. If we have f of x being x to the fourth, and we have g of x being x to the fourth minus 7, Well, f prime of x is equal to 4x cubed. G prime of x is equal to 4x cubed. So their derivatives are exactly the same. So that means that the functions are exactly the same up to a constant.